If you're a writer who's interested in Aeon Timeline, this video is for you. I'll demonstrate how our app can help develop your plot ideas and give your story a clear direction. There are many different ways to start a story. You might already have tentpole events, key characters, or even some early chapters. In this example, our timeline view already has a couple of our story's pivotal moments. With these tentpole events in place, we can build out our story by filling in the gaps. We can easily reorder events to see the different ways that our story could unfold. We can also add notes, images, and other information to events. If your story has key dates or holidays that anchor the story, you can use calendar markers to show them on the timeline. Now we can clearly see what happens before and after King Richard returns from the Crusades. This is the spreadsheet view. This view provides another way to manage the same events that we've already added to our timeline. If you have key events but haven't decided precisely when they will take place, the spreadsheet view is a perfect place to jot them down and test how they fit in. For example, we might know that Robin should meet Will after he meets John but before he meets Friar Tuck, so we can position our event between those meetings without committing to an exact date. Aeon Timeline also helps you organize your story's characters. You can access the Characters panel from any view, type to quickly create new characters, and drag characters to assign them to groups. Aeon Timeline also helps you keep track of who was where and when. This can help you develop and understand an individual character's arc. Let's take Friar Tuck, for example. We've added him to the Merry Men group and recorded that he was born in 1161. Now if we select this event, we can tag Friar Tuck as being present. These relationships between events and characters are shown on the timeline, so you can always see who is at each event. By filtering the timeline, we can easily see just the events that Friar Tuck attended. We can then also see his age at different points in the story. This is the subway view. It helps you see how the various threads of your story work together. At the moment, it's showing separate tracks for 3 of our characters. We can see all of the events where Robin Hood is present, as well as a second track for the sheriff. The intersections between these tracks highlight the pivotal moments in the story where our hero and villain clash. Aeon Timeline also lets you name and list your story arcs, similar to how we listed our characters. We can add events with Robin Hood and the sheriff to our Sheriff's Pursuit story arc, while assigning those with Robin Hood and Maid Marian to the romance story arc. By then showing story arcs rather than characters in subway view, we can see how our different plot threads run alongside each other. So far, we've been looking at how your story's events happen over time, but you might also want to focus on how your story is told. The narrative view lets you explore different options for structuring your story, and decide what to reveal to your audience and when. You can select events from your timeline, pull them into your narrative, and arrange them any way you want. Aeon Timeline can synchronize your narrative structure with Scrivener or Ulysses, so you can move seamlessly between crafting your story and writing your draft. As your story ideas grow and your narrative develops, keeping track of everything can be a challenge. Using Aeon Timeline makes it easy to manage the complexities of your story. For example, you can group your timeline by story arc. Now we can see separate timelines for the Sheriff's Pursuit and the Robin and Marian romance storylines. You can also nest events inside of other events. This helps break down large events in finer detail. Aeon Timeline can also help keep your story in order, even as you make major changes to the plot. To do so, you can use date constraints to tie 2 events together. You might specify that one event should always happen after another, or specify that 2 events should always be separated by a certain amount of time. For example, this constraint ensures that Little John always joins the Merry Men before Friar Tuck does. We can now freely adjust when Robin meets Little John, and Aeon Timeline will ensure these key events don't get out of order. The mind map view provides a canvas to explore how the different elements of your story are related. For example, to help organize your characters, you can define the relationships between them, such as specifying if they are rivals or siblings. With these connections, you can create rich backstories by fleshing out a family tree or mapping how members of a community see each other. So far, we've shown how you can use events, characters, and story arcs, but Aeon Timeline lets you create your own categories, such as a list of locations, a list of story beats, or any other information that's unique and important to your story. You can also customize your timeline's calendar, which is great for stories set on other worlds. Or, if your story doesn't take place during a specific time period, you can configure your timeline to use relative dates, like week 1 and week 2. Aeon Timeline helps you craft and manage your story. With a clear story direction that's easy to reference, you can always focus on writing rather than battling details and continuity. Aeon Timeline is available for macOS, Windows, and iOS. You can try it for free by using the links below.